Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another Speed Gaming Daily. Today's race is the Open Weekly 7-7. So, get your 7 crystals, beat your 7 dungeons, beat Aka, Tower number 2, Ganon's Tower, and go beat Ganon. Easy peasy, right? Just get your stuff. I am Lana solo calming this today. We have tracking being handled by the wonderful Lady Lauren Linda and Pixcalibur. Thank you so much for doing that. We on Restream today have James FNX, Andrew, Lanix, and Calvin919. Bear with us here. We have a new runner on Restream, and we were kind of running a little bit late, so we went ahead and started the race, and we are going to be cropping here as we go along, so bear with us. Kind of starting at least I got some bombs at least out. A little map going on at Sanctuary. Alright, Calvin's going with the pretty traditional route. We got crystals at Eastern and Desert, red crystal at Tower of Hero. So we have Calvin heading towards Uncle, getting a couple of free extra checks, tree pull, few arrows. Uncle giving us 20 bucks. Ooh, bush crabs are bombs today. That's nice. Okay, getting a check here at Lumberjack. We got 20 bucks. I doubt anyone's beating Agar for that. But that hammer from the Uncle Cheshire is nice. Andrew can go ahead and bow out, not going to do any part of escape. Andrew's going to save and quit. Calvin going to go ahead and, I presume, do the front of escape, do another tree pull. Oh, bombs are part of the tree pull pack as well. So, bombs aplenty. Oh, Calvin save and quitting. No escape for that. Alright, free 300 pile from the Lost Woods. Not going to turn that down. Alright, woods drop down, we've got an ice rod. Well, that pretty much means pendant turtle rock, right? I mean, early ice rod, pendant turtle rock makes sense. Alright, Andrew getting the good news on the bush crabs, getting those free bombs. So, 300 and an ice rod from Lost Woods. Good start. We do have James handling, going into escape. We did not see it on the screen, but from the tracker, it looks like James did pick up a sword from escape. Looked like the Bloomerang chest, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, Calvin picking up his goodies from Lostwood. Lanix going with a pretty traditional Kakariko run here. Not getting a lot from Blindside so far. Okay, it sounds like money from Zelda Cell. Does get a sword though, so wonderful find early. Gonna make the rest of escape easy to go through. And we did get the map from Sanctuary, so that does mean the key and the back are readily available even without a glove. So, looks like James may be going for that. Meanwhile, from the well, we do have a pair of flippers. A couple of pointy sticks. Not much going on from the well either. A pair of flippers, and with the early money that does make it so you can't hold a hand with the flippers right now. But if you do get a glove, you can even hold a hand again. So, thankfully with that 300 pile, it's not as bad with the money concerns. Alright, chicken up. What do we got? Not even going for the chicken toss. That's okay. Yeah, 20 bucks. Alright, Calvin picking up those slippers. Andrew going to pick up those slippers. Looks like James is going through Dark Room, Dark Cross by the looks of it there. Trying to find that darn chest. And second turn, and we did get a bottle, so Kid gives us a few bombs. Don't know what he was doing with those. That's shenanigans right there. Okay, never mind. Okay, so that key is in the back of Escape. 2 more items back there. But we did get a book from Dark Cross. Slightly out of logic, but it's a suggestion. To answer a question in chat, are glitches allowed? This, and not, kind of, it depends on the allowed glitches. So this is not HMG or anything like that. So you're not going to see any major eclipse into walls or anything like that. But you will see some minor glitches or what are considered okay glitches for racing. So hovering, bomb jumps, all those sorts of things were okay. And a couple more sticks from Race Game. Lennox checking that blind. Does not pay off. It'll be interesting to see if you go south, you're not going to get that sword. Alright, so no magic, does have bombs. Has the hammer, I think. Didn't Lennox go to... Oh, we didn't do front of Escape, that's right. Uncle area had that hammer, so 3 of our Forerunners, I think, have it. I don't know if Lennox went there yet. Oh, we got an early pet check. Catch cash, I'm sorry, chat. Here we are, 6.5 minutes in the seed, and Ped is dead. Evil Thievery coming after James. Alright, we do get $20 from the chest in the dam. Full heart out of there, not going to turn that down. So Lennox is going to have to go bomb strats, no hammer, no magic for the ice rod. Oh yeah, that mini Molder, a little spicy, but cooperated, coming right down into Lennox there. Good double bomb toss into the Moldorms there. And from Mini Moldorm we have $20. Full heart. Anything? A single arrow. Yay! Alright, well... Logically, stuff we haven't seen. Ice Rod Cave. Saha Eastern. That's pretty much it. Oh, good hammer hit from Calvin. That's not an easy hitbox right there. Oh, Mini Moldorm's not cooperating with Calvin much there. Okay, does get the double on the extra shot there. Well done. Oh, Agina. Forgot about that. Andrew correcting me immediately, going for Agina. And just a full heart. Alright, Agina, are you going to have anything for us? Or is it Saha Eastern? Okay. So James definitely in the best position to go ahead and take care of South Shore easily. Got the sword. Doesn't really have to worry about bombs, though, with them being so readily available. So can take out the Moldorm right in front of him, probably toss bombs to the side, and then call it a pretty quick mini Moldorm cave. Yeah, runners finding Ice Rod just in the Lost Woods. Not much going on there, so it obviously means it's Turtle Rock Pendant. I mean, that's how this rando works. Something I missed before, the library check, just a heart piece. You kind of do want to see something up there because, you know, oh my gosh, that means boots are somewhere available. Not so much right now. However, James does have that book, so if you find nothing but a lamp, say at Saha Eastern area, then suddenly that book becomes pretty good for a desert area. Atlantic's gonna go ahead and fake Flipper. Calvin, oh wait, they have Flippers. Just gonna check Flipper check. My gosh, I keep forgetting what they've got. Flippers, Zora check. That's a thing. Alright, what do we got from Waterfall Fairy? We have bombs. And another sword. We basically just need one more lamp. We need a lamp for automatic AGA access for these runners. At least our knowledge. $10 more arrows up there. Yeah, Lennox gonna have to abandon Zora. Does not have the $500 required for that, so... The downside of finding that pair of flippers is it kind of takes whole hand off the table until you find a glove. Boots kind of do the same thing, but it's a difficult setup, one I haven't really learned very well myself. So there is some bright side for the runners. If the runners who haven't gone to the Uncle area do go to Eastern yet and find nothing but a lamp, then their next play is Hyrule Castle, and suddenly you get another sword, and you get a book, and then you're like, well, crap, do I go ahead and just go to Aga, or do I go to Desert? Oh, hi, Fire Rod and Moon Pearl and a glove. So that's our Dark World. Saha's just our care package for Dark World, so see ya, Aga. Alright, Calvin about to find his care package to Dark World. The downside for some of these runners is some of them won't have a reason to go to escape. Lannick's gonna go ahead and do it. Oh yeah, they don't have a hammer. That's right. So if Lannick does not do the front of escape, that will not give Master Sword. We'll see what they decide to do after this, finding the hammer from that Uncle chest. Alright, Calvin looks to be going to the back of Escape. Or Death Mountain? Alright, Calvin is heading towards Kakariko. Looks like West Dark World. Lanix got the hammer, gonna go ahead and do the front of Escape. Makes sense with what you have, and frankly, it's going to get you another sword. So going into Dark World with Master Sword, pretty good. Andrew gets the bad news about Zora Ledge. It's odd that Calvin decided not to do the back of Escape, though. 2 free checks. In fact, Calvin hasn't even done the front yet, so does not know that there's a sword. And the back of Escape could have anything. Alright, let's get ready for this probably quick map check here from Calvin. There it is. Pendants at Skullwoods, which is green. Mire and Ice Palace. The other 5-6 is at Thieves Town. Turtle Rock is at Crystal, surprisingly. Alright, so from the looks of it, The flute may not be a thing with Myra being a pendant, and we know Pet is dead. As Andrew gets that Dark World care packet. Thinking about it, and gonna go ahead and go towards Eastern Palace. Okay, no bow. But a valid play, and Lennox does pick up that Master Sword. And James is the only one to go to the Zor area with Zor money, so it'll be interesting to see if we have a scam fish or not today. Meanwhile, C-Shaped has just 10 arrows. Yeah, no kidding, chat, huh? Just progression up the wazoo so far. Just avoid South Shore. Just go straight to Saha. Maybe in front of Escape. Okay, Death Warp coming up for Lanix to go back to the front of Escape. Not going to be able to finish, though. Going to get a book, though, as long as we can do that Dark World. Meanwhile, Eastern Palace first item is a big 20 for Andrew. Ooh, James is heading towards Agena and Desert, maybe trying to rely on that book. Maybe thinking maybe a lamp over at Saha Eastern area, trying to skip ahead there. All right, second check in Eastern's just a map. We blue mail from the big game for Calvin, so not a bad game. Didn't take too many digs. Alright, this will actually also give us the information about Desert, if boots are required or not. Because we know if James did go to Eastern first, he'd have the Fire Rod. So if we're not boots locked, then that would mean Desert would have been clearable for James. Alright, second item in Eastern is $50. I believe we do have a vanilla big key. So 50-50 shot at third item in the big chest or the boss, and both are completely out of logic at this point. That's a small key on the Desert Torch, so logically, Desert does need boots, but if we can get the big key here, then we don't legally need it. Oh, yeah, it's fine. No, we're boots locked. Alright, Lanix does get that Dark World information. Meanwhile, Calvin cleans out Hype Cave. I'm afraid I missed all those checks in there. Doesn't look like our trackers are anything there, so I don't think we must have had much. Oh, we gotta look on Lanix's side, though. Never mind, we got a hook shot. Yeah. Alright, so we have an out of logic Death Mountain we can go to. We can even do Tower of Hero while we're up here. So with our knowledge, we do have 2 clearable crystals at this point. And they're both 5/6, so alright, Andrew giving us a look at the back of Escape. We don't know what these 2 items are, as well as Lanix. We're going to get Grumpy Fisher over on Calvin's side, aka Quakefish. Alright, big 20, key, and a mirror. Okay, so that's a shame for Calvin, deciding not to do the back of Escape. Okay, that is Swan Palace we can complete now. That is interesting. Okay, not to be outdone, we do have Catfish with the flute, which we really didn't want to see. It's mobility in Light World, but when you get mitts and a medallion, that also unlocks part of Meyer, which is a pendant. Okay, James gonna get well rewarded with this route. Picked up the mirror, gonna get that hook shot and have that option for Swamp immediately. Okay, Lennox does take everything and goes up to the mountain. We do know at this point the mountain is legal with that flute, so progression could lie up here. But that does legally put... that puts Pyramid Fairy in logic right now, because we do have a completable Tower of Hera and Thieves Town legally. Okay, Andrew looks to be the first going into a crystal dungeon. At least a beatable crystal dungeon, I should say. We did have an Eastern Palace check, which didn't pan out, sadly. Okay, we get a 2-item Tower of Hera going on. And Andrew's going into a completable Skull Woods with a fighter's sword. Could have Master Sword at this point. Ooh, are we getting a basement Tower of Hera? I mean, we got a hookshot, so it's fine. But are we getting a basement required logically? Yes, we are. Oh, Lennox is going to go ahead and complete the basement, not taking any chances on basement causing any problems. So now we have 3 different dungeons going on, all completable. We got James in the Crystal Swamp, Lennox in the Crystal Tower of Hera, and Andrew into Crystal Skull Woods, which may or may not complete at this point for Andrew. And we have Calvin, the only one with a little extra mobility with that flute. We have 4 different crystal dungeons going on at the same time. This is interesting. Oh, good correction. Yes, green pendant Skull Woods. Thank you, Chad. Alright, there's one of the 2 items out of Skull Woods. That's $1. Don't spend it all in one place, Andrew. Probably a key. That's a big key, but it's a key. Small key and big chest. Come on, game. You know you want to... Alright, Lennox setting up the Terrapot does it nicely. Good golly, at this point it's almost... What do we truly need for Go mode at this point? Okay, there's an item out of Hero Basement coming through with a heart piece, basically. But for Go mode, we basically need a glove, a bow, the boots, a medallion, some Maria. I think that's it. Alright, so anybody who does skip Hero Basement will be missing out on an item. Little do they know it's not going to be anything, but it'll always be on the back of their mind. James with the diver down, well done. Meanwhile, Trolldorm given Lennox a little bit of a troubling time here. It's not terrible so far, though. Oh no, gave the poke. We got an enraged Moldarm. It's fine. It's fine. Chad, it's fine. Lanix gets that first crystal done. And a full heart for their troubles. So both items out of Tower of Hero. First crystal, 2430. And we get the best item in the game on Andrew's side, the bug net. Fight me over, it's fine. I got the red meringue over on James' side. I think that's the okay ring, supposedly. And $5. So left side swamp coming through with the red ring. Okay, we have the first look at Spiral Cave, everybody's favorite cave to go through without the boots, on Lanix's side. Meanwhile, we have Blind Cell with 20 bucks. Okay, so far these dungeons have been pretty empty, not gonna lie. All of our progression's been on the overworld. Hi, Master Sword! Kinda missed that on Calvin's side, but yeah, Sword's good. Not required, but that'll get rid of the access to a tempered. Yeah, true point from chat. There are 2 items on Swamp, so on left side Swamp, I should say. So who's gonna skip on that? Yeah, hard to say. We do have Paradox Cave going on Lanix's side. A blind fight about to happen on Calvin's side, and Andrew and Calvin giving each other a little high five. We got Heart Stun prize, not horrible. There's a compass and a heart piece for James in the diver down part of Swamp. Really, I don't know if I can call it diver down room because there's 2 diver down rooms, but yeah, it's fine. Oh, yeah, there's the meme. Okay, so 3rd and 4th sword acquired. 3rd was found in Thieves Town, 4th in Swamp Palace. So the memes are alive. Okay, we have an Argus fight going on. Tempered Sword on James' side. Should be a pretty routine fight here. Beautiful fight. Well done, James. And we got the bow from Calvin's side at K45. So one of our missing items that makes it completable. Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace. And that's James's first crystal as well, not too long after Lanix's completion of Tower of Hero. Alright, James is quickly heading towards that Bombos tablet, then probably towards that book. Because James went right for Hype Cave and then Swamp, so you gotta assume he's going from here to K45 big game. Meanwhile, Lanix getting the best item in the game right there. Oh look, it's our Titansmith, so that is in logic. We got that Fire Rod from Saha, so Dark Cross is in logic, meaning that book is in logic and that glove's in logic. So, ooh, that flute suddenly becomes a scary thing a little bit here. I mean, I think you do Death Mountain if you're James. You haven't touched it. You do Light Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain. If you don't find your Samaria, at that point, Pod Eastern. Meyer is going to be a little scary, but people need to find that flute first, and flute could just be bait. I don't know. All right, blind fight going up for Andrew. We have Lanix joining him in Thieves Town. James picking up the bow. Calvin going to pick up crystal number 2 in Tower of Hero. Lanix also getting that tempered. So we have a lot of completable dungeons at this point. We can complete Eastern Pod, Thieves, Swamp, Tower of Hero. We can pretty much beat everything but Desert, Turtle Rock. Yeah, pretty much just Desert and Turtle Rock at this point. Looks like Calvin taking no chance. Gonna go ahead and do Hero Basement as well. Gonna get rewarded with the, heart piece, I think, from the big chest. James gonna pick up that mail upgrade, why not? You dug for it, you paid for it, it's yours. Alright, while we're seeing a little bit of repeat content from everybody, a good chance to say don't forget to give these runners a follow. James, Andrew, Lanix, and Calvin, all putting on a fantastic show for us. Links are in chat, thank you so much. While you're at it, give my co-coms, my invisible co-com a follow. You know, they don't exist, it's fine. But our trackers, Excalibur and Lady Lorlinda, both of their links are in chat. Doing a fantastic job clicking the buttons, doing the hard work. Thank you all so much. I'm so used to talking about co-coms, I'm not used to solo comming, it's fine. Alright, looks like we have 10 arrows from Hammer Pegs, but we do have a frog with us. Gonna go turn him in and see what he's got. And Andrew picks up that bow. Oh, Andrew. Oh, he missed clipping in the wall there. Well done. Oh, convenient, I guess. That's a powder, which we can just walk to the right, immediately turn it in. Not something you used to sing from the Swordsmiths is magic powder. You gonna give us a shovel now? Mushroom, maybe? Or a very required cane of Samaria for James. Okay, that's... we have... Okay, that you cannot fake powder that, so... You do need to get the smith turn in. Okay, that's very required. James's brain is probably going into overload at this point because James has not touched so much of the game. It's pretty much going to go over, take care of Thieves Town. Probably do the purple chest. May like not to, though. Andrew does get that X shot. If you're James, you've got Ether. You could have your entrance into Turtle Rock at this point. You have checked Desert. You know your boot slot. You've got a bow. You've got Pod, Eastern, Turtle Rock, possibly Dark and Light Death Mountain. Oh my gosh, you just, yeah. I think if you're James, you kind of clear out Village of Outcasts, you do Thieves Town, and then you just start dungeon rushing. Yeah, chat's pretty much right. We're looking for possibly another medallion, and boots, that's pretty much all James is looking for. So James has not found anything lamp locked, so lamp could still be in some dumb location like the middle of Turtle Rock. All right, not much to talk about at this point. We have two runners into... Well, they're pretty much two runners exploring, two runners in dungeons that we pretty much have already seen. No myths yet for Calvin. Calvin does need to go get... Well, needs to go to escape, really, to get that book. Andrew is in good position to go ahead and pick up that the myths from Bombos tablet, but then you got to decide what are you going to do with that. You've already completed Thieves Town. How quickly do you go to the Village of Outcasts with those myths, especially with that boots? Not great mobility to do so. Lennox does pick up that bow. Oh, Calvin, not a great spot to be in. Well, this could turn around for Calvin right here, because doing the big bomb turning, we have not seen this yet. Could be boots. Could be a medallion we need. But Calvin has a great excuse to go and take care of escape while he's over here going to pick up another sword. And the required book, of course. So Lennox does pick up those myths from Bombos tablet, but where do they go from here? Smith Chain isn't exactly... It probably wouldn't be on my mind if I were in their position. Okay, well, not much going on from Pyramid Fairy. Does Mirror gonna go get that required book? And has not beaten Swamp yet, so we'll have an excuse to go and get those myths as soon as Swamp is either done or even before going in. Meanwhile, James picks up another crystal here. I don't see James going to the mountain anytime soon. I mean, you got a completable pod in the eastern... I'd say you probably go knock that out first. And... I don't know, Catfish is even kind of off your mind if you're James, because you're so close to go mode. Looks like James is going to go and like to turn in that purple chest. Or maybe just cleaning up the rest of Village of Outcasts. We also have not seen... Graveyard Ledge, I think. Looks like we switched over to Lennox's audio. Calvin does pick up sword number 3. Looks like, according to race time, this is Seiken Densetsu 3. Not familiar with it, but it sounds nice. Okay, James going over to a pod we have not seen yet. We do know Eastern is empty. I don't recall seeing if the big chest had the third item or not. Oh, it's a mana game. Okay. Okay, Andrew's got those mitts. Not super happy. He's gonna go scout out desert, find out its boots locked. We do know Andrew, Lanix, and Calvin do need to go do that smith chain, or at least we don't know about purple chest, I think, but that smith turn in and quick powder check is vital. But here's the thing. Calvin is the best one set up currently to check the Meyer area. So if Meyer area has boots, Calvin is still in pretty good shape here. Alright, 2 runners so far with Butter Sword. But Calvin is on the way to get Butter Sword, but that's about it. Swamp Palace is empty. Alright, does pick up Crystal number 3 at the 41:54 minute mark. Okay, so Andrew just taking a walk up to Pyramid area, okay. Okay, so third item in Eastern Palace is on Armos Knights. $20 on the pyramid, which I did not see earlier. Andrew looks to be the second one getting that flute. All right, third item in Eastern Palace was just 10 arrows. Not much going on there. Okay, Lennox is going to give us our first look in the pod. No mirror out. I gotta presume he's doing this first. James in there just a moment ago. Oh, Zora with the 20% tax return. Okay, well, pod's bow lock for whatever that means, with the bow available with the mirror. Everybody knows if pod's going to give you anything in this sort of seed, it's going to be in the back somewhere. That's why we call it the mullet dungeon. Business up front, that'd be the key. Party in the back, that's where all the items are. Makes sense. It's a key. It's a key. Alright, as a quick reminder, James is pretty much in the driver's seat at this point, unless the flute matters. And Andrew and Calvin are in pretty good shape. But otherwise, James is pretty much under the impression he very well could be Boots Go. And Calvin going to give us our first look into the mire area, which, again, Calvin and Andrew are the only two with the ability to get here right now. So if Boots are lying around here, and they can manage to check that Smith chain pretty soon, they're in pretty good shape. Okay, what do we have at Mire Shed? Okay, 1 1/4 hearts, not much there, but we still have checkerboard, and if they should choose to do so, well, we can't do Mire because it's quick. Okay, that's Burna, so that legally does put Spike Cave into logic. Checkerboard is empty too. Okay, so James does elect to go ahead and skip the back of pod. We'll see if he elects to go back in. Does get an item off of Helma, so he does know that both the map and the compass are in the back. Okay, Lennox is showing us that we have 10 arrows so far in Dark Maze. And James taking no chances, going right back in the pod. And for James, that was the right call to go directly to the back, because if you find Boots on Helmasaur, you assume you're possibly in Gomon at this point. You rush Darkdeath Mountain to check. But as it stands, those boots are still elusive. Chat, where are those boots? Where do y'all think they are? You do know Pat is dead, though. Laser Bridge, good guess. Oh my gosh, it's a key. Oh my gosh, it's the worst item in the game. and pure evil, the shield. Don't acknowledge it, chat. Oh, we have a guess of Ice Palace from our tracker, Lady Lord Linda, for those boots. That would be pretty devious. That is a pendant. Oh, there's our lamp. How's it going, lamp? All right, James gets his lamp. We do have Calvin, though, going into the back of Skull Woods, another spot we have not seen yet. Though Calvin is still looking for Samaria. Looks like nobody's skipping here basement today. We'll see if James does it, though. When you go -1, you can afford to make a couple of risks, little gambles. All right, answer was not Pod or Eastern. James does have 4 crystals now. Lanix at 3. Calvin at 3. Andrew at 3. Calvin does take down Moth, gets that green pendant, and an additional check that you can do on the way to Pod and Eastern. Down goes Helma for Lanix, taking that crystal number 4. All right, we'll see what James decides to do here. Can probably afford to take some risks. We'll see if he feels up to it fully, though. What's that, Quake chat? Calvin's got Quake. So Myers in play. That is actually also insurance for Calvin as well, because we don't know the medallion for Turtle Rock yet. Nor do we know Ether Tablet, which is just our piece. I think we also are getting a new check from Calvin on Graveyard Ledge, which is bombs. Okay, for now, James is going to go ahead and elect to skip here a basement. Yeah, Lennox got to go get that big key, unfortunately. All right, Calvin is on the path to the Samaria, so I don't think we saw purple chest turn in, and Calvin does have the flute, so probably gonna go ahead and do that. So if boots are on the purple chest, not great for James. Oh, Mulder, first victim of the night. I don't think anyone else got hit by that. That being said, Calvin gets powder and gonna get some Maria. But still, that moth kill for Calvin could still be very good. We're about to find out pretty quick here. If TR is also quick, then Calvin is in pretty decent shape at this point. Okay, we are going to get a purple chest turning from Calvin. Well, probably. Okay, what do we got? Here we go, Turtle Rock entry. Do we have the unknown Bombos, or do we have the found quite a while ago either? Or the Quake from Mothula? Hookshot Cave. We have Quake! Oh my gosh! That's great for Calvin. Not much going on from Hookshot Cave, though. Okay, new check, purple chest. What do we got? Money! Okay, this is interesting. Things just got very spicy. Calvin can full clear Ice Palace. Skullwoods is... I should say Calvin can open Turtle Rock and complete that. James can complete Skullwoods, can complete Ice Palace. So this is going to be very interesting in the next 10 minutes or so. It's also pretty good for Andrew, who has not done Pod or Eastern. They are both crystals, they do need to be done, but if Andrew can go ahead and pull Boots out of Turtle Rock. So yeah, we're Boots Go mode at this point. So if you end up pulling out Boots out of Turtle Rock, then suddenly you're running through Eastern, you're running through Pod. Probably not going to see that green pennant turn until that Eastern Pod play, so green pennant could be Boots. I mean, Moth could give the last two Go mode items needed. This is where Calvin's kind of holding their breath, being like, please be Quake. Please be Quake. And little do they know they are going to be well rewarded. And Lennox is going to be disappointed. Did we seriously get 2 bottles from Hookshot Cave? That's funny. Ooh, we're gonna get a spike cave check from Lanix. This is new as well. Ooh, a little bit of an issue getting bullied off the edge by the mini Alma. Full hard from Spike Cave, not the answer. Okay, so with our knowledge, our answer is either Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, or Green Pendant, I think, right? I don't think I'm missing anything. That's true, Meyer. Okay, I didn't think about that. Meyer is also a thing. Boots cannot be in GT because Desert is a crystal, and Desert's locked by Boots, so you need 7 crystals to enter GT, so Boots are not going to be there. And James taking no chances on Hera as well, going back for the big chest, going to get well rewarded with our container, our piece. As we do have Calvin taking the first steps into Turtle Rock. And unfortunately for Calvin, maybe short in time here, we'll find out. Not me, you got it, you nailed it, it's fine. And Lennox can get the bad news about Desert as well. Oh look, a mushroom, another thing Boots could be at. That little emote's adorable. Alright, that's our piece. It's been about 30 minutes. We'll take this time again to remind everybody, don't forget to give these 4 runners a follow. They're doing a fantastic job here, putting on a great show for us. While you edit, give my trackers a follow. Excalibur and Lady Lauren Linda also putting on a fantastic tracking show for us. Without them, we couldn't do this. We could do this without a commentator, but we can't do this without trackers. So, thank you to both of them. No, fake pattern is not an option this seed. Not with Samaria being on Magic Bat. Oh, look where James is going, chat. Looks like his first choice, with the knowledge he's got, is the right one. Hasn't even touched Skullwood, so this is key though. He does need to go take out Mothula. And Lennox is making the same call. Everyone's avoiding Ice Palace like the plague, which is the right call unless it's got Boot. But then if you go there and get Boots, you got other stuff to do that is not Skull. So you're kind of in a darned if you do, darned if you don't situation. Okay, Andrew takes down Helmasaur King. with the greatest of ease, gets crystal number 4. And James is going to go straight for Mothula, going to get that Quake Medallion. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to turn in that green pendant just in case. You don't have a flute. You need to save and quit and walk all the way to the right. So I don't see James turning in green pendant, but... Or even really Lanix, honestly. Looks like a key from big chest of Turtle Rock. Don't see any boots on that tracker, so not a thing right now. Okay, we're coming up on Laser Bridge. As James does get that Quick Medallion, gets the green pendant. Probably an immediate save and quit. If he starts at his house, he's going to run east to turn in green pendant. Most likely, though, going to just start on the mountain and go towards TR, pardon me. Meanwhile, Calvin has not gone to pod yet, does not have the does not have that lamp. Having a little bit of trouble with this dark room. There we go, got it. Hit the switch. And you're in the free here. Alright, Mothula down for Lanix, gonna get well rewarded with that Quake. And Calvin is still having a tough time with this dark room. Okay, option number 3. Calvin is going to take the Quake Medallion, ignore it for a minute, and go to Bumper and Graveyard Ledge. Okay, starting over again. Okay, we've got some Breath of the Wild going on Andrew's side. Okay, Calvin made it through successfully. Laser Bridge, are you our answer? Oh, knocked off the edge by the bumper enemy. Okay, Laser Bridge. Not our answer, part 1. Not our answer, part 2. One of the checks has to be a key. There it is. Laser Bridge is not our answer. Calvin does unfortunately take a death on the bridge, but it's fine. You took the safety door. Meanwhile, James is heading up towards Turtle Rock. I unfortunately was not watching much of Turtle Rock, but I think it's got to be a map or compass, I'm guessing, on the boss. Yeah, it's going to be a compass on Try Next, so Turtle Rock, not the answer. So our answer lies in either Pendant Mire, unlockable with that Moth Kill, or Pendant Ice Ballast, or Green Pendant. Okay, Andrew on the right track for the Samaria. It's gonna be in the same boat as the other runners have been, though. Not gonna have that Quake. And this is kind of where James may be in trouble, has not gotten that flute yet, so Ice Palace is the only answer for that. Or the mushroom. I forgot about that mushroom. Okay, Turtle Rock down for Calvin. Has 4 crystals. With the completable ice and pod, or Eastern and pod, I don't see much happening here. Okay, getting the mushroom turn in. Are you our answer? Andrew getting that Samaria? And it's not the mushroom, okay. So Mire or Ice. And if it's Mire, Lennox just picked up the flute. James still needs to go to Grumpy Fish to get that. If it's Ice Palace, which James may go ahead and gun for, then there's that. Green Pendant. Okay, looks like Calvin may be the first of this Green Pendant check. Does not have the mirror out. There we go. All right, is it Green Pendant? Of course it is. Vanilla Green Pendant. So Calvin is the first in go mode. 113-14. Going to be able to go ahead and take care of Eastern and Pod. Pod going to be extremely quick for Calvin. That fake keys in the first check. Going to be able to get an immediate key on the right. 2 immediate keys. So it's going to be basically a God Pod and a good Eastern. Okay, Calvin's in great shape here. Eastern and Pod are going to be both very quick. I think, out of everybody, didn't Calvin dip Eastern early? So I think it's just a run straight to Armos Knights. Okay, Lennox last to the cane, but still in this race. Did I mention how adorable Calvin's sprite is, that little platypus? It's so blue. Alright, so Pendant Mothula having our last 2 go mode items. Not to mention, that gives Saha what? The Moon Pearl, a glove, and the boots. James in a bit of a tough spot. Green Pendant is a little hard, but Ice Palace is also a walk. You don't have a flute. So James still in pretty good shape, just does need to take this right to Saha, get the boots, and then it's straight off the desert, and that's crystal number 7. So James could still be in a great position here. Does need to go immediately to Saha's relic, though. I can see this being a bit of a hard choice for Andrew, though, because your choices are going to be Pendant Skull Woods or Ice Palace. I don't know what a Psyduck is, but it's pretty adorable. James taking on Trinax with Buttersword. Not going to be too hard there. Calvin taking on Helmasaur King with a Buttersword. Not too hard there. Landix on the way up to Death Mountain. Unfortunately, did not turn in that green pendant. All of our runners in pretty decent shape, though. A couple of them just need to make some weird moves. So James needs to go right to Sahasrella. Still going to be... No, James is going to go ahead and do Spike It now. Very understandable. So basically, James and Calvin will be in a virtual tie if James goes right to Sahasrella right now. Maybe even a little bit ahead of Calvin. Okay, where does James go from here? Needs to avoid Ice Palace. Needs to go right for it first. James, I said avoid. Okay, so doing this is not Ice Palace. Oh, it's Pyramid Fairy. And Andrew going for Skullwoods. Does need to do that with Moth holding out on those last 2 gun mode items. Okay, James is in pretty good shape here in terms of location. Just gotta walk to the right mirror and you're right at Saha. And Andrew about to get the good news about Ped. It's just plain old bad. And we'll also give one last reminder. Please give these runners a follow. They're doing a great job for us. Links are in chat. And also our trackers doing a great job. Excalibur and Lady Lord Linda. Click on those buttons, doing their hard work for the seed. Thank you both so much. It's been a pleasure. All right, James at 121 is in go mode. Just seconds before Calvin is done with Eastern Palace. The difference is that Calvin has the flute. We'll see how much of a difference this makes, but I think Calvin is still a little bit in the lead. He's going to be able to flute right over to the Mire area. Mirror at Desert Ledge, get that big key, or small key to the big key, mirror, and then you're right there. So Calvin could still have a lead, but very, very much within GT routing range. Okay, both runners in the desert. Oh, this is going to be a close race between James and Calvin here. Calvin doing the same thing as everybody else, not dealing with that green pendant turn-in, unfortunately. And this is kind of where you're going to see the flute come in handy. Got James having to run towards the west exit of Death Mountain. We got Calvin grabbing, mirroring, and he's right there. It is an execution war for the rest of this race. We'll see who comes out on top, but at the same time, it could come down to who goes left to right in GT. Okay, landmo fight for crystal number 7 for Calvin. 1 down, 2 down. Third goes left. A little bit of sass coming from that third landmo. Oh my gosh. And meanwhile, James gets it done a little faster. Okay, James gets crystal number 7. Everybody in chat, you know what time it is. Get those big key guessing game guesses in chat. 1 to 22. Where is that big key sitting in Ganon's tower? First one to guess right gets it well done. Oh, Deadrock's giving James a little bit of trouble. Technically, this will go as the number for the first person who does enter GT. So, in its current course, James is in the lead getting towards GT, but anything can happen. You'll have until the first runner who enters GT gets there to get your guessing. 1 to 22. Where's that darn big key? Oh no, Lanix will have an opportunity to go into Meyer. This is not good. Okay, about another 15 seconds left on the big key guessing game. Lanix, we need you to go turn to the green pendant. Ignore Meyer. Get your flute out, green pendant. All right, we are in. Just heart piece on check 1. Here comes 2 through 5. And number 2, we have the map. $50. Red rupee and a small key. So we are 0 for 5. We are now going hope room to compass room, I presume. Looks like these two runners have the same route so far. We'll see if Calvin likes to continue left. No. Okay, we are 0 for 7. See you, guitar room. Okay, Lanix is in go mode with the red shiny booties. Eight bombos. 9 big key. We have 9. 10 silver arrows. Well done with that extra loot. All right, who had a 9? There we go. Just cool. 97. Oh, well done to you. You win a lifetime supply of random seeds brought to you by ALTTP.com. Well done. Okay, now comes that whole execution thing we're talking about. James so far has some really solid execution going on. Catches up in desert. Passes, gets that big key first. Also, Calvin did not pick up the silver, so these rooms are going to be a little slower. Okay, Landmo 2 with silvers. You've got a miss. A miss. Oh my gosh. Landmo giving James a little sassy. Get silvers the final hit. Looks like Calvin having some issues in the climbing here. Landix does pick up crystal number 6 as well. Meanwhile, Calvin is done with land mode 2. Andrew is on Trinex. Oh, Lennox gets dead rock. Has to wait a minute. And Andrew does pick up crystal number 6. Still needs to go turn in that green pendant. And down goes Lambo 2. I don't see this Moldorm 2 chest being looted. We've got silver, staff magic, butter, plenty of health. There's really not much from those chests that they could want. Okay, what kind of agonometry do we got going on now? Ooh, just a 1 on cycle 1. Lanix must have Turtle Rock beaten. Maybe that was, yeah, that was Crystal 7. So Lanix on the way to GT as well. Okay. It's 1 and 2, so 3 so far, I think. Or I missed a cycle. So it must have been 1, 2, 2, 1. And Trollderm 2 says hello to Calvin. And Andrew says, you suck, Saha. Why you gotta be that way? That's a third go mode item from the Saha set or Saha. Uses the shot a little bit early. We'll see if Lanix decides to get those silvers. Well, doesn't really decide, but decides to loot the extra thing. Okay, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, and 4. You know the drill, everybody. Get your GGs in chat for James FNX finishing off the big pig. As Calvin finishes off Agatu, gonna drop down. Alright, James does cross that threshold, finishes with a time of 1:34.24 on racetime.gg. Good enough for first on Restream, 4th overall. We have first place Flip Heel 129.33, second place Worm Emperor 130.17, third place P Train 131.31, fourth place James 134.24. And with that, we do welcome into the booth here James FNX, finishing first place on Restream. Well done, GG. If you can hear me, I cannot hear you, I'm afraid. Probably just Discord being Discord. Oh, Calvin misses the torch glitch. Almost out of magic. It's good.
How about that? Is that better?
There we go. There you are.
I think our text voice crashed again. What a great program. I'm honestly surprised I finished first on the restream with how I routed this and where how much was behind Skullwoods.
Well, you weren't the first to skull or to get in go mode, but you had enough done by the time you were trying to find boots that you and Calvin were basically entering desert within a few seconds of each other. The difference is that Calvin had the flute from Grumpy Fish, which helped travel the desert a little bit faster. But kind of execution and grabbing the silvers really differentiated your 2 runs up the tower.
Yeah. I was believing in the jet a little too much, I think. I was 1, possibly 2 from go after leaving Village Outcasts, and just didn't feel like I wanted to do Skullwoods right then with Eastern Pod, Tower of Hera, and potentially TR on the table.
Yeah, at that point, you had not even touched any part of Death Mountain as well. 1 second here, we do have Calvin 919 finishing off Ganon as well. Chat, get your GGs in chat there. And we do have Calvin finishing off the Big Pig, coming in second on Restream and 8th overall at the time of 1:37.13. Right behind James, we had Magna Hado, Lucen Green, and then came Calvin there. But your routing options were hard. With your early, very good routing, like you said, 2 items from go mode, you've got so many completable dungeons, Skullwoods, it's just like, no.
Yeah, and I'm generally someone who likes to dip Skullwoods, but with that close to go mode and that many crystal dungeons to do, I'm just not interested.
Makes complete sense. Like, the only time you could ever see anybody wanting to do Skull reasonably early is like, well, I'm here, I'm dipping it, it's easy enough, let's just do it. I've got to go over to Pod Eastern, turn in Saw Green Pennant. But nobody did that from the looks of the finish time.
Yeah, and especially with Fire Rod locking mitts, I mean, you could get the lamp out of Pod to get the mitts, to get the book to get the mitts. But from where I was sitting, Fire Rod lock mitts, how much is it actually going to lock this seed?
Apparently everything.
Yeah.
Because lo and behold, mitts for what? Powder to Samaria. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, and yeah, if someone does what I do, except they go into Skull Woods and get that green pendant before they head over to Pod Eastern, they're probably finishing the seed in like 1:15.
Yeah, exactly. And you were only a few minutes behind first place in general, so nobody went into Skull and did that early. And if they did what some other people did. They get Quake, they go to Turtle Rock, they don't turn in green pendant.
Right.
Only one of you, I believe, finished off Mothula before going into Potter Eastern, so turned it in to get into go mode before going into Potter Eastern. I think that was Calvin catching up to you considerably fast.
Yeah, which makes sense. If you're like, if someone decides to route north instead of south, they end up doing Skull Woods most likely because they don't have the mitts, they don't have much anything. They've got a ton of stuff. It's really just from a 10,000 foot perspective, this is a really interesting seed in terms of how you choose to route it. And I love these kind of seeds, even though my route kind of burned me a little bit, but not too bad.
Just a little bit with a lot left to do in the latter half of the seed. I mean, the first 45 minutes, you killed it.
Yeah.
When the seed was like, do Mothula, oh no. At least
hop into this green.
Exactly.
Hop into this pendant. Do you know you want to?
You avoided ice. At least everybody avoided ice.
Yeah. I can't see anyone going in ice this seed. With how much was out there to do before you could really one top in ice, I can't imagine anyone goes in there.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Like, Green Pendant is pretty easy, pretty quick. You can take out Moth and turn in Green Pendant within 2 minutes if you needed to.
Yeah.
Whereas Ice Palace, regardless, is going to be a 5 or 6 minute thing. It's basically like climbing Aga Tower.
Yeah, especially if you get the mitts and go there and don't turn in your powder immediately and don't have Samaria for it.
Exactly. And we're also joined in the booth by Calvin. GG's to you.
Thank you. GG's.
GG's, Calvin.
Fox.
So how about those boots, huh?
okay, so this is my first race in 3 months. So I'm like, I saw that there's a casual boots tournament coming up, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. Let's do this open to get a feel back for things. And what's the go mode item? Boots.
It's not casual, and there's no boots.
Wow, this is crazy. That seed was, I guess, nice. Welcome back, Calvin seed, I guess. Remember how silly this game can be sometimes? So.
And Saha with 3 of his 4 items available were go mode items.
Yeah.
Like, here's your glove, here's your moon pearl. By the way, I'll see you later for those boots. But this route, as I was chatting about a bit there with James, hard to route. You can get a lot of items early, but that green pendant moth is just really hard to do. Really hard to justify with the amount the game is giving you to do.
Yeah, it was, I'm like, I think I checked Myers Shed first. I'm like, okay, this thing is quick. Awesome. I don't have that. And then I'm like, checking things, and I could beat the moth, and I'm like, oh no, please don't let me go in there. Like, since, like, it's been 3 months for me, I didn't really dive Pod, Eastern, or anything like that, because, like, I didn't have a lamp, so I have to like rethink how all these rooms are.
Mhm.
It was just, I don't know. Like, I wish I found the lamp. Where did anybody find it?
Oh,
yeah.
lamps in pod. It's in Harmless Hallway.
Oh, but thanks, game, for hiding that from me. Because, like, when I did go mode, I just went right to the back.
It was a god pod. If there is a god pod, it was it.
Yeah, that was definitely it. It was a nice pod, for sure.
All right, 2 quick things here. Lanix, everybody get your GGs in chat. Lanix finishing up. Andrew does find a biggie and is the only other runner to get silvers from the next chest.
Yeah, I muscle memory that one. I'm just like, I'll just open this chest and it's silvers. And okay, cool, neat.
Lanix does finish in 3rd on Restream. We do have 14th overall. GG's to Lanix, well done.
Y'all are telling me that silvers were in the next chest after Big Key?
Yeah,
maybe-
compass
maybe.
lower left.
That's wild. Damn it. I could have made my game fight a little easier.
Aren't video games great?
You two were about 15-20 seconds apart at that point. Maybe a little bit more, I think, but you skipping those silvers is kind of like, oh gosh, James is going to have an easier climb here.
Well, make my execution a little bit more difficult, I guess. It's fine. I need the practice. I felt so rusty throughout this whole run.
That's all it takes, taking a couple months off the rando. It's good for you mentally, but execution-wise, it's not going to help.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with the way I played this seed, though.
No, absolutely.
I just wish I, like I said, I wish that it could be a little bit more cleaner from my side as far as, like, executing stuff. But if I do a couple of runs within the week before the tournament starts, I think I should be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. They're fun enough to run. There's pickup races all the time.
I hope we get Lanix in the booth. They were in chat saying that's their first race ever. So
Absolutely. Oh, speaking
welcome
of
into the community for them.
Absolutely, yeah. First restream, first race, I believe. So, Lanix, you should have received an invite to the SG booth. You're welcome to come on in if you want.
Yeah, hop on in here. We don't bite.
Speaking of, though, we do have tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, Kaz booths with a spiky clip allowed for our dailies. That'll be fun. Which is going to happen in the Kaz Boots tournament. Spiky Clip is going to be allowed. A little bit of an experiment. It'll be fun. But good finishes by you both. Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks again. Thanks to you, Lana, for commentary. I'm not sure who's on the track in tonight.
Oh, we got Excalibur and Lady Laura Linda doing the click and the hard work.
Fantastic. Thanks to you two as well. Thanks for watching. I'm going to take off. Pleasure to be on the restream again, as always. And yeah, thank you.
GG's again. Have a good night. All right, we'll see if we get Lanix in the booth here. Looks like we will. Oh, Muldurm claims another victim. Oh, double hit. Oh my goodness. $139 clear rate from Calvin, not too bad. 151 for James. Andrew gets the revenge on Muldurm. Get wrecked. If you want to chat, you're welcome to. GGS to you, Lanix. Well done.
Yeah, thank. Oh man, the boots. Was a bit annoying.
Yeah, those boots got everybody. Even if they managed to take out Mothula, nobody turned independent immediately.
Yeah, after I was doing Eastern and Pod, and then I went to Skull Woods and got the green pendant, and Sasha felt for me so isolated, so I don't see any ways to give it back to the old man. But this time you got rewarded with the boots. And also I thought, is this even randomized?
Also
Oh
true.
yeah, I thought about that when I turned in my green pendant too.
It's weird when you get the original reward like that, but at least getting the powder from the smith was super convenient.
Yes, it was very convenient, and yeah, after the powder, immediately the Cane of Sumaria was very nice.
It's one of those things that comes up on occasion where you're like, huh, guess I couldn't have fake powder. That's fine. So was this your first SG Daily, I understand?
Yes, it was my really was my first daily here. I usually from the German side, and I thought I have free time tomorrow. I have some holidays left, so I thought, oh, it's a bit late, but why not try it? And it was very fun. If I have any time again, I will do it again, but it's on the other side, the time is very late for me, because when it was started here, it was 11:30 p.m., so I can't do it every time.
Oh goodness, yeah, that is pretty late. Everybody do get your GGs in chat for Andrew as well. Finishing 4th place on Restream, does finish with a 16th place overall with a time of 1:49.57. And with that as well, we do welcome Andrew into the booth as well. GG's to you.
Thank you. GG's all y'all.
Yeah, GG.
GG, bud.
So, green pendant.
You know, I grabbed it thinking, oh, okay, I'll go grab that immediately after I get it. And then I think it was something that opened up almost immediately for me afterwards, and I went there instead.
That would be the
And-
entirety of Turtle Rock.
Yeah. So I was thinking density. Nope. Saha had him.
Almost everybody did the same. I think Calvin was the only one, I think, to do, I want to say green pendant before even Eastern and Pod. So happened to route in boots before even touching Pod or Eastern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have gone for Mothula before going for anything else had I don't know, I felt I was too low percent to be able to get him, since Moth is my weakness. So, oh well.
No, y'all did a fantastic job here. Any other thoughts about that seed there, Andrew, that kind of got you to be like, what? Like green pendant? Besides that, it'd be like we were talking about magic bat right after turning in the Smith, just being super convenient.
Yeah, that has to be the most convenient magic bat I've ever seen.
I don't think it can get more convenient than that.
Right. I think we're gonna call Paradox Cave the money cave now. It's almost 700 rupees in there, I remember.
A little bit rich.
Yeah. And then catfish with the flute. Ooh.
Also pretty adorable, which I think 3 of you ended up getting. I think Lanix got it. Didn't you get it right before the end there? Or no, you had it early, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a little bit earlier. It wasn't super late. I think my my game said about 40 minutes in, so.
Yeah, that's right. You had it first, I think. I want to say Alvin, had it first for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as soon as I got Dark World access, I did the what I like to call do the U on Dark World and just check everything in the overworld real quick and end at Catfish. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I can fly everywhere now, I guess. Hopefully this doesn't lead me into mire for some silly stuff.
And see, yeah, I normally do that. But then when I got all the stuff that I needed for Swamp, when I was in Hype Cave, I was like, ooh, okay, let's go finish Swamp. And then go over and get the tablet, and I completely forgot about finishing that route almost immediately, so.
I did the same. It's one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, Bombus Tablet, then Swamp, because if I get any progression in Swamp, I'm forgetting about Bombus Tablet. But as it turns out, we only had the meme in Swamp, just that sword, I think.
Mm-hmm. Judging by the number of people in here, I'm assuming I was last on Restream.
Yes, but you were very close to pretty much, like, I mean, you were a couple minutes apart each, basically.
Okay.
But
yeah,
no, go ahead. You're go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, had I routed a little bit better, I think it'd been a little bit quicker. But, I mean, compared to where I was a couple years ago, I can't complain.
Most of the seed was kind of handed to you, but like having 3 of your Go Mode items on Saha and then just having to route in Green Pendant appropriately was just not something that most people are going to do. But that is about all the questions I have. Anything else anyone wants to add before we start closing things out here?
I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm
No,
I'm
no
good.
for me.
All right. Well, I'll take this opportunity to thank all 4 of you for volunteering your time restreaming tonight. Links are in chat to each of our runners, everybody. Please give them a follow. While you're at it, Pixcalibur, Lady Laura, and Linda handling our tracking tonight, doing a fantastic job. Links are in chat for them as well. Tomorrow, we do have our Kaz Boots with Spike Clip Aloud. That's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern. Ambrosia on Tuesday, 11 p.m. Eastern. All Dungeons Key Sanity Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we have seeds going on all the rest of the week as well. Look them up. Otherwise, that'll about do it from me. Thank you, everybody, who joined us tonight. And what's up?
Real quick, I don't even have to have been in the stream to know that this race was called really well. Definitely give Lana Bean a follow. She's also a fantastic player.
Aw, thank
I
you.
agree.
Same.
Aw, thanks, everybody. But we'll call it a night right there, and everybody join us tomorrow for another daily. Otherwise, hope you all have a fantastic night, and take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.